Hey guys, Juice here, and welcome back to the Sonic Adventure 2 Dark Story tutorial. Today we're going to be going over Skyrail, which is the shortest shadow stage. In fact, I think it's the shortest action stage in the whole game, so buckle in, let's get ready. If you haven't already, make sure you check out the other videos in this playlist to learn Dark Story. I have a Discord link from my community Discord down below, and also the Sonic Adventure 2 Speedrunning Community Discord. Feel free to join both. And without any further ado, let's get into it. We're going to start off by holding B right off this rail. When we get to the bottom of this, we're not going to perform the trick like you would normally for some extra points. We're just going to hold this slight angle right here, and we're going to land on one of the things that are protruding from the mountain, and then homing attack the spring that's on top of it. So just watch closely and pay attention to the input display for the angle. Just like that. Once you land here, you're pretty much going to be wanting to hold forward this entire time once you hit the spring. And then you're going to want to run between this fence and barrel, and then jump just like that. If you miss it right away, don't worry about it, because you can always, like, let's say you hit this, you can always just homing attack that spring, because you won't make it. From there, all you have to do is hold forward enough to touch this rocket. Once you touch this rocket, we're going to be holding right to hit the speed pads, and then holding B so we go as fast as possible on the rail, just like this. Just like that. It's pretty simple. So now that we're on this rail, we're going to be performing a little jump right when we hit this ring box here. Be careful not to hold left before you're jumping, just hold A first. Otherwise, we're going to do a rail switch jump, which is going to kill us. So watch. And then just homing attack cancel right here. As you're landing on top of this pumpkin head, we're going to hold B so that we charge a spin dash. If we don't hold B there, we're not going to get the storage necessary. So what's going to happen is, because you have so many actions locked on the B button, if you hit it once you land on the pumpkin instead of holding it as you're falling down on top of it, you're actually going to collect all the rings. But I guess you wouldn't naturally have to worry about that if you're doing this story style, because you wouldn't have picked up that power-up. From here, we're going to perform another spin dash jump. Again, a spin dash jump is just holding the B button, let going the B button, and then hitting the A button to jump. And I like to land on this little triangle here. You can start charging the spin dash as soon as you do, and we're going to perform another spin dash jump to land on the middle of the right side of that roof over there. Just do another homing attack. And here we go. Now, normally I would want to be a little bit higher up. Like, something like that. Just so you don't... Because if you're too high or too low, you'll just bounce off of this. So I like to go to the middle. I like to be like, here, I guess. And then jump on top of it like that and homing attack cancel, or just homing attack. Though... Keep in mind, once you do the homing attack, you're going to want to start holding B again, because we're going to get into a spin dash formation, and then try to hit this checkpoint and go onto this right rail at the same time. So for this, we're just going to make sure that our rail movement is as good as possible. We don't have to do any rail switching here. When we do get to the ramp, we're going to jump off and then homing attack the rail again. And then once you get to the very end there, we're going to hit the A button so we perform a trick. If you hit it a little bit too early, don't worry about it. You'll just land in a different place and you'll make your way up. It is a lot slower, obviously. So we try to hit the A button to do the trick as late as possible. Once you're right here, because you're going to want to land here, we're going to perform another spin dash jump to jump around these guys to the right. And then we homing attack cancel. Once we're here, we can run through here, and if you're wondering how, honestly, this is just storage again. We can just run straight through the fire and the flames to carry on, and then charge the spin dash. So we start holding B as you go through the fire, charge the spin dash. I mean, the fire's not always going to be there, but usually it is. Then from there, because you're already holding the B button, you charge the spin dash, hop onto the right rail, and then we just go down. Charge the spin dash, and there we go.
Here we go.
So now I want to go over a rail switch technique. This is a method that's a little bit faster to get onto that first pumpkin head that I was talking about instead of jumping after you hit that ring box. This one's actually pretty tough, but what we're gonna do is when we're on the left rail, once we're close enough, we're gonna slow it down in the tutorial for you. We're gonna rail jump to the left. What that's gonna do is it's gonna put us on the opposite route. We jump off, we homing attack the enemy, and then get onto the pumpkin. So here we go, let's try it. Just like that. So that's a lot faster than jumping off, though you have to be careful because if you go too far, then you're going to miss it, and there's not really any way to recover it from there, so you just be going down the rail. Also, if you jump too late, you could go the opposite way on this rail that you would like, which is really good for Mission 3 to get the Lost Chow. It brings you exactly to the place you need, but not for this. Okay, so here's another rail switch technique. What we're going to do here is once we get to this ramp, we're actually going to jump off. I like to do it once you see that first, or once Shadow reaches that first flag down there. We're going to rail jump to the right and then hold left. Just like that. And it honestly gives us more speed. Oh, one more thing. If you don't feel like spin dashing here, just don't. Just go with your gut, because sometimes you can actually go flying off. I don't know what it is. You just... Yeah, I don't know. There's somewhere on this thing that'll just stop you, and if you think you're going to hit this ring, sometimes you just don't. So, you know, if you want to homing attack it, then feel free to do that instead.
Here we go.
I personally just risk it a lot of the time, but it's on you whether or not you practice it.
I guess I'm not at full power here.
So, this is another thing I want to go over. What happens if I perform the trick at the wrong time? Well, if you're really slow on that rail, you won't be able to make it to where I said that you have to make it. So there are a couple methods here that I like to do to get up there as fast as possible. So, for one, you have this ramp right here that you can spin dash up. Just like that, which will take you here again. You just want to spin dash jump over to the right. There's also that, but honestly, I don't normally do that. You can, though. You just get to the bottom of this. And then just homing attack right there. It honestly might set you up in a better position than going up this one. In fact, it does. So honestly, you could do either. Oh, you also have to be careful because if you homing attack too early, oops, then then Shadow will like auto target something that's down here, so that'll mess up your actual homing attack. So you got to be careful. And yeah, sometimes that'll happen. Let's see. The closer you get to it, the better, honestly. And then from here, you can do the same exact thing just by spin dashing over to the right, like I said before. We already went over that one. There's a cool trick that you can do by spin dashing down here and then running on the wall, but... Oops. To get over there, but I mean, honestly, I don't know. I wouldn't try it. I mean, I guess you could. It's pretty cool. It's pretty stylish. I'm not quite sure the optimal strat for it, but with all that being said, let me do a full demonstration of the level now so you can see how it's supposed to look.
go.
So that's that, guys. Obviously, there was a little bit of a mistake when it came to jumping off the rail there. It honestly does save something like 3 seconds, because you saw how long it can take if you land on the wrong thing there. But I did try to give you the optimal strats for what happens if you end up falling below. But yeah, that's going to be it for this stage, guys. I tried to go over everything step by step per usual and even give you a couple swag strats or... Well, I mean, honestly, they do look cooler than the normal strats, but they're actually faster this time, unlike Radical Highway. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If not, then dislike it. If you could, hit that subscribe button for me, and again, feel free to join the Discord communities. Catch me speedrunning this game on Switch. And yeah, I guess I'll just catch you next time when we cover the next stage. Until then, guys, sayonara.